What up, sports fans? I'm Paul Camacho, and this is the Macho Sports Report, where I talk to you about the sports stories that matter to me, hopefully matter to you. So, who else is on the Hayne plane? I'm sorry, was that too much? Well, for the past couple weeks, Jarryd Hayne, the former Rugby League star of the Parramatta Eels, has taken the National Football League by storm. With a variety of highlights in his limited playing time with the San Francisco 49ers, he's been catching eyes and turning heads all across the country. Lest we forget, this is a guy who essentially walked onto the field with no professional American football experience. The NFL was a passion that led him to the fields of Santa Clara, and he's been taking advantage of every touch he sees, from what many believe to be a feel-good story, but not anything that would manifest into an actual spot on the NFL for Jarryd Hayne, has quickly become the story of the NFL preseason. Something starting to brew with the 27-year-old from Cindy and the red and gold. Now, some still have their doubts that a guy who had never played organized American football can make an NFL squad replete with running backs as a running back. But I, like all 49er faithful, I have faith. And with that, allow me to present my 5 reasons Jarryd Hayne will make the 53-man roster. Roster. Okay, echoing was definitely a little much. Number 1, he's a playmaker who can run in space. From what he's shown so far on the field, Hayne certainly has exceptional field vision and elusiveness on the run. It's mostly how he's been able to make eye-catching plays on kick returns. And that, above all, shouldn't be a surprise, especially if you've seen his highlight reel with Parramatta. And he's got some great acceleration, somewhat reminiscent of fellow 49ers running back Reggie Bush while he was at USC. These are qualities that, if utilized efficiently by the offensive coaching staff, can be dangerous for opposing defenses. Sure, he's raw, but who wouldn't want to get that kind of raw talent? 2, he brings a dimension to the game that other running backs can't. Now, I know a lot of people will cite his upright running style, which is typical of rugby league players not used to the NFL running style, as one of his fatal flaws and why he won't make the team. But I actually cite this as a good thing for Hayne. What? Seriously, especially in the return game, his running style is already refined enough to be effective in the NFL. Plus, he's a rugby player. If he can take licks without pads against some of the toughest SOBs in the land of Oz, then he can handle the punishment of a traditional running back. Add to the fact that he's been ready and willing to learn from some of the best running back coaches, including the great bruising fullback Tom Rathman, and I have no doubt that he'll learn the traditional running style sooner rather than later. Could that mean they could give Kendall Hunter the axe? Possibly, but hey, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. That metaphor works, right? 3, he represents a beacon of hope for a recently downtrodden team ravaged by an unforgiving offseason. As has been said 17 billion times before, the 49ers have had arguably one of the worst offseasons in professional sports history. Between the firing of Jim Harbaugh, the defection of most of the team's coaching staff, the free agency departures, the arrests that caused them to cut certain players, and a bevy of unexpected retirements, I dare anyone to find a fan base whose favorite team has been torn asunder in one offseason as the 49ers. So it stands to reason that in all the bad news, they need something to hang their hat on. And if Hayne makes the final roster, he'll be that thing. Not only as a class return man and backup running back, but also as a fan favorite that everyone can rally around. Hey, speaking of fans, number 4, he brings a brand new fan base to the San Francisco 49ers from across the Pacific. Make no mistake, the golden boy from the Gold Coast has many a rugby fan, and Hayne's mere presence in the Bay Area has migrated a few of them to the red and gold. I love gold! One more gold reference, just for the hell of it. Just take a quick peek at the 49ers subreddit, and you'll see Aussies that know next to nothing about American football, trying to understand the game because of the athlete they loved in the NRL. From getting a rundown of rules in the NFL, to a brief history of the 49ers themselves, Australian rugby fans are quickly converting to the altar of Walsh, Rice, and Montana. For this 49ers fan, it's a beautiful thing. Number 5, simply put, I don't think the 49ers can afford to lose him. For all the reasons I just said. Between the need for the 49ers fans to keep coming back, to the new fan base that they could potentially cultivate, to eliminating the idea of Hayne in a Seahawks uniform. Oh, just throw up in my mouth a little bit. I can't imagine Jim Tom Sula, Tom Rathman, and the rest of the organization letting go of this guy. Now, with all that said, he could still miss the final cut, and that would be unfortunate. But I really hope he doesn't. If for nothing else, could be a good talking point if I were to ever run into Yvonne Strahovski, or Teresa Palmer, or Maude Garrett, or, any Parramatta fan. It doesn't have to be. Sorry. So, Niners fans, what say you? What do you think of Jarryd Hayne's chances of making the team and being a difference maker? Leave your responses in the comment section below. I'm Paulo Camacho, and this has been the Macho Sports Report. Peace out, sports fans!